a lot of people are worried about giving away their ideas, right? So I run a startup accelerator, MetaBronx. You can't be worried about giving away your ideas. People, it's really hard to make an idea reality, one. Two, most people do not want to do that amount of work. Yes, Microsoft could come and steal your idea, but I'm going to give you the dirty secret. Microsoft does not want to create your idea. They rather wait for you to do it and buy it off of you. Think about it. Facebook could have created Instagram, but they paid $1 billion for Instagram. Why? Because they just rather somebody else build it and give them the money and then take it than build it themselves. Meta Bronx, Tiger Studio, thank you. That's the big thing you got to understand. These big companies, they rather buy your idea off of you than build your idea. They want you to do the hard work of figuring out if people actually want this, figuring out if it can work, figuring out can it make money. And once they do, they're going to come in and offer you a bunch of money. Now, this is where I'm in a different boat. I believe AI startups should not be owned by the richest people in the world. I believe they should be owned by people like us that our jobs are going to be taken away, right? So if we have an AI, like if I as a person from the hood build an AI and then I just sold it to Microsoft for $7 billion, I'm rich, my family's rich, but you all screwed, right? And that's the problem, because if they decide to turn it off or change it or raise the price, it's not helping the people I built it for anymore, right? So this is one of the challenges that I'm also working on, and I'll explain not in maybe this one how I'm solving that. Because right now, I'm building this all out of my own money. Literally paying everybody on my own money, coding, playing around with it myself, investing my own money to test it. But because I started coaching other people to use my system, and these people had money because they were able to pay me to coach them, as they saw it work, they became my first investors, right? They were like, wait a minute, let me look at my portfolio before I started working with you. Oh my God, I'm up a lot of money that I would be down if I didn't work with you. This system works and you're automating it so I don't have to do it myself anymore. Shut up and take my money, right? So I'm like, okay, right? So that's a big thing. You got to understand, like, to build things, you want to build as much of it as you can with your own money. But if you can't, you got to find other people that are going to believe in it enough to give you the money to build it to a certain point where you can put it out to the masses, right? And that's where most minorities, people from poor communities fall off, because that is usually called a friends and family round of funding. So in most startups, when you have a great idea, you go to your friends and your family and you say, hey, if I had 25K, 50K, 100K, 10K, whatever it is, I could build this. And in most communities that understand investing and understand how this all works, they'll give you the 10K for equity in the business, meaning they're going to own a percentage of this company. In poor communities, because we don't understand investing, because we are in a scarcity mindset, we tend to not do that. We're more likely to put money in some gambling app than to give it to a good idea from somebody from your community. And that's the kind of content why I started creating this content, because the start of all of this was me watching that happen over and over to startup founders at MetaBronx. We would help these startup founders that had great ideas, Black, Spanish, LGBTQ, all these types of people with great ideas. And then we say, okay, have you tried to raise a friends and family round? And we just get laughed at. Friends and family. My family doesn't even think I should be doing this. What are you talking about? Them giving me $5,000 on top of that? So I started to see that and say, man, it's going to take a lot of education before a regular person from a place where there's not that much money will give that investment to the person that needs it. So fast forward, lucky enough, I did okay with crypto last year. I had money to build this stuff myself. Of course, I work other projects. I have my company, Mass Ideation, where we get hired to build stuff. So I have different revenue streams that allow me to pay. Plus, one of my companies is building projects like this. So I'm able to build it for cheaper probably than most people. So those are the benefits I have. But again, these benefits are not by mistake. Like, I've been working in this industry for 20 years. I've been building skills, like managing people skills. I've been building projects, learning the rights and wrongs about the way to do things, because one, I've built projects for people. Two, I've built my own projects. And three, I've advised startups on things to do and got to watch what they did right and wrong. So, of course, I have a lot of experience with this. So it's not, what I also want to make sure I explain is, people now think with this AI revolution, you're just going to be able to ask the AI, hey, can you build me $1 million business? Yeah, that's not going to be how it works. You got to educate yourself on the pieces. And one of the major pieces is why I'm on video today here, and I got the podcast going. There's only two ways to get the word out about any idea you have. You either have to pay advertising or you have to create content. Right now, I'm creating content. I'm live on Instagram. I'm live on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Twitch. I'm recording a podcast. This video and audio is going to go many different places. It's going to live forever on many different platforms, except Twitch. Twitch, they take it off. But the reason for that is, I know this will help people. But right now, it doesn't make sense to pay advertising. Until it's making money, it doesn't make sense to pay advertising. And I was paying advertising actually, because what I'm doing right now is the bot is working, but it's not easy to use. And also, I need to legally make sure that when I have people use this, I can't get in trouble. So there's costs that I need to still, do to make sure I can just put this out to the public, right? In the beginning, of course, investors are going to be able to use it because they invested in the company. So there's no problem, right? But again, that's not easy to do. Not everybody has money to invest early. So I have to create content. I have to explain this, right? So I'm creating a shorter day. I'm making a live a week. I'm making a podcast a week to get the word out there, because I know there's a bunch of people that wish they could be investing, but they can't because they have too many bills, or they just don't understand that they're able to, because this technology is very new. Most people don't even know it exists. So that's what I'm doing, right? Third, another big thing I'm doing is I'm teaching people how to do it themselves on content like this. And then I also have a community where people can pay me to one-on-one help them. Pay me and other people on my team, because as it grows, I'm definitely not going to be able to do all of them. So that's where you always hear me say retireyourbills.com, retireyourbills.com. That's a website right now where people can go, take a free training where I teach you how to do it. And then if you want one-on-one help, there's many different packages that you can choose. You can just get a 1 call where I teach you how to do it. You could do 6 calls, all these different things. But these are all ways of me saying, okay, I'm going to teach people how to do it for free. But I know from doing this, once I teach it to people for free, they're still like, hey, can I get an hour of your time and so I can really understand it? And to be honest, I don't have too much of that time. But if I can make it a business where they pay for it, I can hire other people. Because right now, I'm building this bot. I got 3 kids. I got multiple businesses. It's really hard to get on for an hour with 30 people a month, right? Like, it's really tough. So I'm building a business around it, but a business needs to be paid so we can pay its employees. But the main goal here is that this automated process will make it so with clicks of a button, it will do it for you automatically every month. So basically what I'm building right now is an automation where you can bring in the money you're going to use to pay your bills. It will borrow automatically, send the money to wherever you need to pay the bill. Right now, mostly crypto world, but again, there's going to be more and more we do over time to maybe be able to send it right back to your bank account. So then you pay the bill, and then that original money gets invested for you all day, every day. Because to me, what I saw when I was teaching this is where the fall off happened for people was the paying of the bill was not easy because it was very, very early and those processes weren't there yet, but they're being built right now. So it's going to get easier and easier to pay your bills. It's not that difficult, but it's not super easy. And then the next big problem was people investing themselves. Most people are scared to invest. Like I told you about the people like, I don't know, I only got $20 to invest. I don't know what to invest in, so I just don't do it. But if a robot did that for you and now you are investing and you're paying your bills, I don't think that's going to be a easy thing to turn down for most people. But now there's challenges. There's other challenges. I need to raise enough money to make this faster. So I'm talking to investors. I need to test it, right? I need to test my creation, right? So right now it's running. It's been running, buying every day for me, but I need to make sure that nothing happens before I take it to the public, right? So I'm testing it. I need to think through what are the key elements that I need to build and in what order, because I can't just build everything in one shot. I don't have enough money to just build everything in one shot. So I got to build it piece by piece. That's a big part of creating startups. You can't just create it all. You got to create the most important part first, second most important part second, and keep going like that. So to me, the first important part was the buying for me every day. Because the paying the bills, I could do that. But buying every day, I was doing that by hand, and I know most people are not going to do that. The people I coached did it, but it took them a while before they got comfortable. And then even them and me, you get to certain days and you're like, oh, I forgot. Totally forgot today. That's crazy. But a robot never forgets, right? So I said, all right, one, I don't want to do it every day myself. Two, there are days where I forget. So that's perfect for automation. And then where it becomes where AI, so if you don't understand, AI has a bunch of pieces connected. There's automation, there's machine learning, there's different pieces. Where this is going to learn, it's going to be able to take the data from all these people paying their bills and investing. And it's going to be able to say, hey, let's say me. Hey, Miguel, you've been paying your bills for 2 years. You've been paying your car bill for 2 years. Right now you have 6 years or let's say 3 years of your car bill. But it's a high point in the market right now. You should start thinking about maybe selling some of your assets. Why would the AI be able to do that? Because the AI can look back at history and say, this looks like an up in the market, and usually after ups comes downs. So let me warn or recommend to the customer ideas and information that they probably don't have, because AIs can look at a lot more information than we can and disseminate it and give it to you. So that's the final part of this, right? And of course, I already have people working on this part too, where eventually there will be an AI that says, hey, Miguel, today might be a good day to sell a percentage of your portfolio. If you're interested in doing that, let me know how much percent and I'll do it for you. And it will do it for you.